Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and I post book reviews and digital planning content here on my channel. So I do apologise in advance, I'm not used to recording with my face, so if I'm really awkward I do apologise. Today's video is my November reading roundup. I'm going to let you know what I read and can I give you a brief review of the books that I read. So first one, I read an art copy of Cages and Crowns. This book kind of follows the trope that we all kind of know and love of disadvantaged girl ends up fighting for her life, and the prince is the prize, that kind of thing. Like I say, it's a trope that we all know, but most of us love as well. So parts of it were predictable, but overall this was a super enjoyable read. I really loved our main character, she was great, and there were still some surprises even though it was a little bit predictable. So overall I did score this 4 out of 5. Next up was a comic, it's called Unfamiliar. If you are familiar with the artist Lavender Town on YouTube, this is actually her comic that she had previously posted on Tapas and she's now released as an actual book as well. I was so excited to get an art copy of this because I've been following Lavender Town's YouTube channel for years, so getting to hold this in my hand was just absolutely amazing. The art style is so cute, the story is so quirky, and I scored this 5 out of 5. Next up was 10 Ways to Get Dumped by the Tyrant. To be honest, when I applied for this arc, I actually thought it was going to be a comic and it turned out to be a light novel. Completely my mistake. The story was kind of enjoyable. It's that kind of story where the girl gets thrown back in time and like a book that she's read before or something like that. And honestly, I don't think the translation did it a lot of justice, to be honest. There was so much potential there, but I just feel like it kind of missed the mark a little bit, and I think a lot of that was down to the translation. So I did only score this 3 out of 5. It was my lowest rated read from this month. Next up was a book that was kindly given to me by the author. This is the Guided Self-Love Workbook for Teen Girls. Now don't let the title fool you, this is not just applicable for teen girls. Anybody can get a lot of content out of this book. Anybody who just needs to kind of boost their self-love a little bit, anybody who's just looking to be a little bit more positive, particularly towards themselves, would really benefit from reading this book. So please don't let the title or the shockingly pink cover throw you off. There really is a lot of potential in here for everyone, and I scored this 4 out of 5. Next up is Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Manga on Tidying Up. Now, I have read her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I've also watched the Netflix show probably at least 2 or 3 times, so I was already quite familiar with the Marie Kondo method and things like that. So this was actually really cute. If you are kind of interested in finding out more about the KonMari's style, but you didn't want to commit to reading the full book, I would really recommend you give this a go. We kind of follow our main character as she is trying to sort her life out, and then Marie pops up and kind of gives her all of her lessons that she gives in her main book and in the Netflix show, but it's in a comic version, so it was so much more easy to kind of grasp everything, and it was a lot cuter following the illustrations of our main character. Next up was something a little bit different for me. It was an essay collection called Unquiet Spirits, and like I say, this is not something that I normally read, but it was absolutely amazing. The stories are all rooted around people's experiences and how these women related to their culture, usually like a ghost or something in their culture, and just all of them were so unique and so powerful as well. This was a really good read. I scored this 4 out of 5. I would definitely recommend picking this up. It was a brilliant read for me this month. Next up, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Now, I actually did read this as an audiobook, and I can't believe I finally finished my reread of Harry Potter. The audiobook was amazing. I listened to the Stephen Fry version and he just does such a good job. This one obviously got a 5 out of 5. The Harry Potter series really does have a special place in my heart, and I've always liked the Deathly Hallows because we get to see a lot of depth to the characters, because obviously they're older, they've grown up so much, and they're facing these like unimaginable situations. So I've always loved the Deathly Hallows. Could have done without the 19 years later part, but that's just personal preference. But overall, I've always loved the Deathly Hallows. Last but not least was a comic collection called Just Peachy. It says it's comics about depression, anxiety, love, and finding the humour in being sad. Now, I thought I was going to go into this and just find it all kind of cutesy and everything, which it is. However, some of it really kind of hit me in the feels a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be perfectly honest. There was actually one comic in particular that kind of like had a tear in my eye. But I mean, considering the subject matter, I suppose it's not be too surprising. But this was a really good pick. I really enjoyed this one this month. And this one was 4 out of 5. So that's it for my November roundup. I had a great little mix this month. I had audiobooks, digital books, self-help books, essay collections. So it was really nice to have such a big variation in my reading for this month. So I hope you enjoyed following along my little mini reviews for my November roundup, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye!